Watching Alex Pereira spar is always a treat. I was on the same fight card as him when he made his debut in Glory. And now he's come so far. And it doesn't matter if he's just putting in rounds at the gym or he's fighting. You're always on the edge of your seat because one shot from him can change everything. So we're gonna dive in to this sparring footage. I'm gonna show you some of the best moments and explain exactly what is happening. I guess one of the first things that we should actually address is who is he sparring? Because that always makes such a dramatic difference, right? Quality of opponent. So the guy's name is Igor Machado. He's 6'3". He has a pro boxing record of 13 KOs, 1 loss via KO. It looks like he's a big KO artist, 100% KOs it says right here. How old is he? 31. So it gives us a little bit of context. I don't really recognize too many people that he's fought. I do see one former Glory fighter here that he fought in boxing, but aside from that, he was fighting mostly Brazilians, it looks like. So not like a crazy high level dude where we're going, oh, okay, he's, you know, top 10 or anything, but obviously still very accomplished. Let's get back into this footage here. I like this gym. It just has that vibe. Like this is a fighter gym, and obviously a fighter gym down in Brazil. The interesting thing right now that I think has Pereira excited is Dana White announced he is entering the world of boxing. He's going to become a boxing promoter on top of doing his UFC stuff. That gives Pereira an easy avenue to do that crossover at some point, and his hands are pretty darn good, right? He's not the traditional boxer in many ways, but if you give him a good opponent, he should do a nice job. I want to talk about that little chopping right there. So what Pereira does really well is when somebody's in tight, he kind of elevates his elbow and he's able to chop downwards, and it's dangerous. Nice left body hook right there. When Pereira gets on the attack, he's so dangerous with that left hand. Are you a beginner level striker in the combat sports world who is struggling to take that basic technique and turn it into fast flowing combos during bag work? Or maybe you're intermediate level and you're struggling to take those well-built combos and actually execute them in sparring? Well, I have solutions for all of that. I'm a 2-time Glory kickboxing champion, and in my upcoming course, Strike Ready Assault, we are going to be specifically breaking down how you can increase your offense and become an effective striker. I have 25 plus videos for you, plus 3 live calls during our 5-week course. Doors close Sunday. Hit the link now and get registered before it's too late. And Pereira is an interesting guy in terms of defense, because for actually like blocking shots and rolling with shots, I think rolling with shots in particular, creating good distance, he's fantastic at it. But occasionally, it's like he just blanks out for a split second and he does get tagged, and he can get tagged very hard. And in those moments, his ability to take the shot is not as good as some other people. Still fantastic. You do not make it to become a Glory champion and a UFC champion without having a good jaw. It's just, do you have one of the best in the world? No. Not one of the best, but he rolls with shots so very well. I like the speed at which they're sparring too. It's not kind of like waiting. They're very close, lots of action, lots of footwork. It's a fast pace. That was a nice uppercut right there. Going back to talking about Pereira defense, one of the most interesting aspects is you really don't see him take his hands and place them to his head. He never really initiates a high guard or a Dutch guard. It's very much hands on the outside and rolling with it. But then when he does take a shot like there, it's not good. That was beautiful right there. He does okay, my opponent has the high guard up, I reach and I grab and I pull the hand down. Pereira having you pushed up against the ropes, that's always dangerous. You don't want to be there. I'd say more so you're going to be better having him up against the ring ropes, but that's a hard thing to do just because you know he's always dangerous with those punches. Ooh, that was he tried to take his head off there. He got tagged for it after. So this boxer actually has some really nice skills, right? He's again, maybe not in the top 5 or 10 or anything like that, but to fade back and catch Pereira with that, he has good speed. I'm impressed. He's definitely got the edge and speed on Pereira, I would say. But that's not surprising. Pereira has never been somebody where I'm like, oh, he's the fastest fighter in his division. Didn't matter if he was at middleweight or light heavyweight. Moving into round number 3 at this point. So you have to assume they're warmed up now. Bodies are ready, they're going. We're gonna see probably a fast-paced round. Big left hook there from Pereira early on. Nice jab. That was just kind of what I was talking about before. Like Pereira throws the jab. It's like he just blanks out for a moment on recreating distance or engaging head movement, and he gets tagged with the counter cross. Doesn't take it well because his head is fairly stationary. Oh, that was a big uppercut. Beautiful job. He just slipped the jab, came with the uppercut, followed with that left hook. He's doing a good job now lighting Pereira up with that jab and moving whenever Pereira throws his own. Boom! Lands the big cross. Oh, that was a nice one. This guy is getting going now. And I like how he still engages his high guard. He's transitioning from his Philly shell, using distance, getting off the center line, but then putting his hands up. And now there he's having good success. It's been a while since we've seen Pereira spar somebody where he gets lit up this much. This guy seems very unperturbed by the power because he's just not taking the shots. Like look at Pereira's throwing. He's throwing, but there's nothing massive landed yet. That can all change with one punch, of course, though. There we go. Pereira has some success, lands a good cross, gets his opponent up to the ring ropes. Yeah, a little moment of success there in round 3, but still not going great for him. But this to me is a great example of what the champions do. I've spent many years, ever since the beginning of my pro career, going in and doing boxing rounds with guys who strictly box. And if Pereira is doing that, it doesn't matter if he's not winning right now. He's a UFC champion, a kickboxer. And it doesn't matter right now if a boxer is getting the better of him. He'll make adjustments, he'll get better. Right now he's improving his hands and he's getting used to not always dominating somebody, which is great. Nice little shoulder push off there. Looking for the opening. Ooh, that left hook wobbled him for sure. That one grazed across the top of the head and you saw him kind of slip forward and need to catch his footing. That was good impact. Moving into round number 4. So this is hand position that Pereira is trying to work with in the corner. He has his hands kind of out. He's trying to not do the sticky hand thing necessarily. That's what I call it when somebody puts their hands out and they try to get their hands close, but he's not able to protect his head and you're at more risk there. I mean, he makes it work, but it's definitely more risky. They're working on the inside, moving around, shoulders tight. Pereira trying to get a couple short, choppy shots off, but ends up getting smacked back in the head. Ooh, big left hook from his sparring opponent there. Nicely done. Pereira coming back with some big punches, but nothing landing. This guy, his sparring partner, is good. It's fun watching him, somebody with that classic boxing style, the ability to move the head. It's fun seeing Pereira against somebody who has this capability, who has this very fine-tuned boxing skills. And it just goes to show you that yes, there are different levels in striking sports. Just because somebody is a UFC champion doesn't mean they can hang with all the boxers. And obviously the boxers can't hang with the MMA fighters. That's why we are very sport specific. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Hope you enjoyed getting to see Pereira back in action. Keep in mind he's competing again this week, or this Saturday against Roundtree. At UFC, whatever we're at now, can't even remember, 307, I guess. So hopefully you get a chance to watch it. I'll cover it if there's anything worth covering.